This is exactly how one of our clients, Jeremy, a real estate agent in Vancouver, BC, Canada, got an appointment with a 2.9 million seller in 50 days of him launching his YouTube ads campaign inside our program, Listing Accelerator. The seller itself is located in Coquitlam, specifically in BC, and this is the actual house. Now you can't see very well over here on Google Maps, but here it is over on Zillow. In 2019, it was assessed at 1.5, 6 bedrooms, 5,311 square feet. It's a single family house and the lot is 7,609 square feet. Now, one caveat though is the house was previously listed at 2.9. It didn't sell, it expired. So it was listed a bit higher than it should have. So the property might not necessarily be worth 2.9. It might be a bit below that, but overall, they've done a bunch of upgrades on the house, invested a lot of money in it. So definitely worth more than 1.5. Obviously, the market changed since 2019, but with the actual upgrades that they've done, it's worth a lot more than just a typical house that also took more value, increase in value with the market changes. So here's the conversation and the proof that we got this lead from YouTube ad. First of all, this is the conversation that we got with the actual lead. November 25th, 2022. We're basically reaching out to the lead by text with our AI and then asking them if they want to sell. He's like, yes, maybe. Actually, he just said maybe. But the great thing is he replied immediately after. 8:37 p.m. Then 8:37 p.m. he replied maybe. One thing that we've noticed overall is leads tend to be active more the morning before they actually head off to work, so before 9, or after work, so after 5, right? So a lot of the time leads will be generated during the evening or even during at night, like 12 a.m., 1 a.m., because they are on social media. And especially for running ads on YouTube, this is when like people, let's say they can't sleep, they'll just go on YouTube, watch videos, watch music videos, or listen to music basically over on YouTube. Now, we're asking them, where is the house located? They sent us the address, so that's how we're able to find it basically, obviously. And we got a 4-minute conversation over the phone. So 3 minutes after we sent this text, we got no reply, so we called him because obviously he was on his phone. He replied automatically as soon as we sent the first text. So we got the opportunity to talk with him. He said basically, he was asking questions about when can we sell, like how fast can we sell, how much we can get it for, and also how we are different from other agents. And then basically we said we're going to do an evaluation tomorrow, or free home valuation basically. And then basically we called him back the next day, November 26th, to have more clarity on some things. So the call lasted 30 minutes long. And then next step would be to book a listing appointment in person to actually seal the deal and be able to convert this into an actual listing. Now, he actually ended the call by saying he just needs to talk with his wife and then get back to us. So obviously looking promising because they spent a lot of time with us over the phone, over 13 minutes here, and then previously 4 minutes. So we already have 17 minutes of rapport building and also giving value over the phone, answering their questions and their concerns, which is really important. This is how we take a cold lead to a warm lead and a hot lead that actually wants to sell and, more importantly, list with you. Now, let me show you the breakdown of the process that we took to actually get that $2.9 million seller with YouTube ads in a competitive market, and how you can utilize these cues, these tips that I'll give you right now to apply them in any luxury high-end market in real estate, right? Let's say you live in LA, New York, any other market that is high-end or a luxury market, even though you don't live in a market like LA or New York or Vancouver or Toronto, but you still want to target the higher end, these tips will be really important because they'll help you get them in the first place, attract them, and then convert them. So first thing you got to know is obviously luxury sellers are more savvy in general. You can't advertise the same way that you advertise to the general population. Let's call them that way. They're more educated in the first place in the sense that they know more about how things work and they like to learn. In the first place, they can afford a luxury property, right? So you got to think, if they can afford that kind of property, then they are making more money automatically. Just makes sense, logic. So why are they making more money? Because they know more stuff, right? The only thing stopping you from making more money is that you're not taking the actions that you're supposed to take to make more money. And why you're not taking these actions? Probably because you don't know them. right? Or you're not doing them correctly. So all that to say, knowledge is usually the big difference between someone making $50,000 per year, $100,000 per year, $500K per year, $1 million per year, or even $1 million per month. Right? And also time and a bunch of different things, but you get my point, right? Obviously, the more you know, the more you earn. Like, what's the saying? Like, the more you learn, the more you earn, or something like that. I think like Tai Lopez. I don't know if it's coming from Tai Lopez or whatever, but anyways, you must educate them on the market, right? On the current market, exactly what's going on and how you'll market their house and sell it, and then how you're different from all the other realtors, right? Because it might not be their first property. You got to keep that in mind. If they're selling their 2.9 million house, it might not be their first property. So they probably already sold another property before and worked with another realtor. So maybe their experience wasn't good, or maybe it was good, but they want to make sure that you're going to be able to replicate that experience in that same result, right? So do not give them vague, generic information, right? Give them precise, specific information. If they're worried about the high interest rates that we have right now in this current market, like as I'm recording this video, like the interest rates overall in the States and also in Canada have gone up, but historically it's not as high as it's been before, historically. So compared to like a few months ago where it was like 3%, now it's higher than this. So people are like worried about this a little bit. Now, they mentioned this, make them understand that someone that is able to afford a $2.9 million house is like way less affected by high interest rates in the first place than entry-level buyers, right? So it's not that big of a deal. That will not stop them from buying a property, right? So in the ads, all right, let's talk about the process that we use in the ads. So in the actual ads, we are dressed sharp and are well presentable, meaning like we're well presented. So this could be called soft flexing. So hard flexing, like the opposite of soft flexing, is something like, in your ad showing off Lamborghinis, saying that you're like the #1 agent in the area, all that, right? This is like hard flexing. But when you're looking good, you're being in a nice high-end environment and having something like a nice watch on your wrist, like a Rolex or AP, whatever. These are like subtle ways to position yourself as an authority in a higher end market on social media. Now, do you need to get a Rolex to advertise to higher end buyers or higher end sellers? Not at all. This is not the point. The point is, if you're already in that market, you should know how to present yourself and how to dress nicely. Not only dress nicely, but like dress and speak the way that they want to be like spoken to, if that makes sense. So if you already know that market, you should know, when you go into a listing appointment with that kind of seller, how the energy that you bring, how you express yourself, how you present yourself, just apply these same things over in your ad, right? So we're targeting the Vancouver area where the median home price is 1.1 million. The budget was $30 per day, so around $900 per month on the actual ads over on YouTube. And really important here on the landing page. So when people click on the ad, they'll be redirected to a landing page, right? Where we want to collect that information. Now, on that landing page, we're talking about exactly what sellers want. Luxury sellers, what they want is they want to know how you will sell their house for top dollar quickly. And right now it's converting at 14%. So it's the proof that it's actually working. In a high-end market like this, 14% opt-in rate is actually incredibly good. So that means that for every 100 people that hits the page, 14% of it actually convert, and 14% of them give you that information. So when we generate the leads, a lot of them are worried about like the current market being bad and think it's not a good time to sell, right? Like I said, they're like informed. They know what's going on. They probably watch YouTube videos about the market. They probably like read articles online, whatever it is, how they get their information. They know what's going on, right? They have a lot of money and have a lot of money for a reason. Once again, right? They probably have investments, maybe in real estate as well. So we tell them it's not that bad, and it's more a matter of how you list and how you market the house to get top dollar for it, right? Obviously, if it's like actually like extremely bad, you don't have to say like, hey, it's not that bad. But the point is, make them understand that in any market, people will want to sell and buy. And right now, people are selling and people are buying. In any market, this will be true. Now, it's more about the strategy that you use behind it, right? Especially if they try to sell before and listing is expired like this guy, right? You want to show them, hey, this is what you've done before. Here's why it didn't work. And here's what we're going to do different in this tricky market right now, right? So if you follow the traditional route that most realtors take, it won't be that successful. You need something different that is also up to date with technology and social media, right? So for higher end properties like the $2.9 million ones, you need to sell the lifestyle first and then the house. So that's a strategy that we've been using with a lot of our luxury realtors inside our program, Listing Accelerator, where we help them get more listings with YouTube ads. We sell the lifestyle first, and then that is basically attracting the buyer, because the buyer basically, you know, people don't want the actual house. They want the feelings that the house will get them, right? And the same thing for like every like luxury item. For example, like a Louis Vuitton bag. You're not buying a $4,000 bag because of like the leather on it, like how it's made or the design. You're buying it for the feeling of status that you're gonna get, the feeling of prestige that you're gonna get when you wear that bag or that purse, that Louis V purse, you know? When you walk in the store or you like go to a restaurant with your friends and you have this with you, the perception of like, you know, your own perception of how people will perceive you, this is what you're buying. You're buying status, you're buying feelings. Wow, I'm feeling accomplished, I'm feeling successful because I'm able to afford this, right? So it's the same thing for the house, right? They're buying, wow, what will my friends think? Like, what will my parents think when I get that? Like, I can't wait to show them this. You know, I've accomplished so much in my life and now finally I can afford this for myself, and show them the success that I've had and make them realize like all the pain I've gone through. You know what I mean? Like, this is what they're thinking of unconsciously. So show them the lifestyle. Like, what can they do around the property? Is it surrounded with like a bunch of successful people? What are they buying? Like, you know, jet skis, I don't know if there's a racetrack nearby, anything, right? A golf course nearby, for example. Just show yourself playing golf, for example, and show that to the seller how you're going to advertise their property and sell the lifestyle first. And then after that, showcase the house, right? So anyways, if we look at the numbers on the YouTube ad side of things, he spent $1,364 so far on YouTube ads and got 18 seller leads in the luxury high-end market. Meaning if we take this number and we divide it by 18 seller leads, this means that we have a 75 cost per seller lead in the higher end market. So would you pay $75 per seller lead? Of course. Who wouldn't? It's a matter of actually converting these leads and seeing the right thing, and more importantly, generating them in the first place by applying these tips right here.